Hello guys, today I'm proudly presenting you my new online course on Laravel Daily, and as usual I'll release some of the course on YouTube. So the course is about a new tool called Laravel Splade, which is another new way to create single page applications in Laravel. So in this video I will compile the lesson number 2 and 3, what is Splade, how it works and how to install it. And if you are interested in the Splade and how its Blade components work under the hood, you can purchase the full course by subscribing to the yearly or monthly membership of Laravel Daily. The link will be in the description below. Below this video, you can comment what you think about Splade and its future and whether you would use it in your future projects. So we start talking about Laravel Splade in this course, but the best way to describe a new tool is not to tell how it works, but first start what is it for, what is the usage, and what is the purpose. So Splade stands for SP, single page, and then LADE, which is Blade, single page in Blade. To fully understand that, first the concept of single page. For those of you who don't know, I will remind or explain. Single page application means that the whole page loads only once with all the HTML, assets and the structure, and then whenever you click something, then not the whole page refreshes, but only some part. The main part, the menus, and only the dynamic info, which means that it all happens much faster. So the user doesn't need to wait for the browser to reload everything with assets and images and JS and all of that. So this is the page powered by Laravel Splade, and later I will explain how it works, how to install it and how to configure it. But for now, the mechanism. You click, for example, dashboard, and it happens instantly. You click users, also instantly. You don't see the page refresh, although the URL changes. So this is the magic and the beauty of single page applications, and over the years in Laravel there were a few mechanisms to reach single page application behavior. Splade is not the first one. What you can compare it with is Livewire, Laravel Livewire, and of course you can create single page application with JavaScript, with Vue.js for example, and Inertia. So until now, until Splade, there were two more popular ways to deal with SPAs, it's Livewire and Inertia. And Splade, I feel it will become the third strong competitor in that market. But those three tools achieve the single page application in different ways. Livewire relies on PHP, so for backend developers Livewire is a good choice, and I have a few courses around that. About Livewire, which basically means you create Livewire components, PHP Laravel components, and you continue coding in almost Laravel language without even feeling you're creating single page application and without writing any JavaScript. Inertia with Vue.js is well powered by Vue.js, so you do need to write JavaScript with Vue.js components, and Inertia helps to glue the front end and back end easily. So the power of Livewire is Laravel, the power of Inertia is Vue.js, and Splade offers the same result but with a different mechanism powered by Blade, by well-known template engine Laravel Blade. So if we open up the same page and I open the network tab in the development tools, we click dashboard and there is a call to the server, but it doesn't return full HTML of the full page. All it returns is HTML of the dynamic part, this div. As you can see, it returns div, not the HTML body and stuff like that, only the div that is dynamic. So this is all powered by JavaScript under the hood, but you don't need to actually write any JavaScript. If you want the link to behave as a single page application, as Splade docs say, you just put it as link. If you want that link to open a model window, here's the syntax, link model. And over this course we will go through the examples, how various features of Splade works, but for now what you need to understand, it's another way to create single page applications, which means no full page refresh, and you can compare Splade with Livewire or Inertia. But it's not better or worse than those two, it's totally personal preference which you use. Now from what is Splade, let's move on to how it works. So let's start with installing Splade. And there are two ways to install Splade: automatic installation and manual installation. I don't really know who would need manual installation, so I go for the automatic one, which is faster, but also within the automatic installation there are two ways as well. Just the Splade to Laravel application, which you can see on the screen, and we will install Splade on top, or you can use Splade version of Laravel Breeze starter kit, which would include authentication, login, register, and stuff like that, with Splade involved. First, let's try without Breeze. So the first command that we run, artisan command, on our fresh Laravel project is require, compose require Laravel Splade. Then when it's installed, we need to run php artisan Splade install, which is exactly what I will run now after clearing the terminal. So you would see more information: php artisan Splade install. And that's it. Then npm install and npm run dev, which would fire the Laravel Vite server by default, and it will stay in the background waiting for our new changes. This may take a while, like a minute or so, as any fresh npm install, so let's wait for that to finish. Okay, it is successful, and now if we refresh our page, refresh, and we have this. So instead of the default welcome Blade by Laravel, Splade overrides the default with this. And this is really smart because it already is powered by Splade, showing the single page application behavior with two menu items. So when you click documentation, the refresh happens instantly, and that's exactly the single page application behavior. So you can click between home and documentation and see how Splade is fast. Now we need to understand what is under the hood. Let's take a look at the code. The command Splade install that we have just run overrides pretty much everything in routes web file to this. So we have middleware of Splade, which is actually what powers the single page application behavior, and then you have two URLs for the home page and the docs, and then a few things to support file uploads and tables. We will talk about those later in this course. For now, let's take a look what is inside of that home and docs blade. And this is the home blade: xlayout, xslot, and xpanel. These are all blade components. Let's take a look what is inside of those. So xlayout is inside of resources, views, components, layout blade. And we have xnavigation here, which is another component of resources, views, components. And here we have the first mention of Splade, xSplade data. Again, we'll talk later in this course what that Splade data is and how it works. It kind of reminds me of Alpine.js with data definition in the HTML tag, but basically what you need to know is all the single page application behavior is hidden under blade components. That's why it is called Splade for single page blade. Probably the most interesting part here is xnavlink blade component, which is similar to Laravel Breeze or Laravel Jetstream xnavlink, but inside, if we go to resources, views, components here into navlink, it is link. It's not href, it's link, which is Laravel Splade. So this is what powers actually the single page application behavior and links between those two. So again, if we take a look at network tab of that, I click documentation, there's docs, call to the server, but it returns the div, not the full HTML. Now let's take a look at how you would install Splade into Laravel Breeze and have authentication by default. For that, I have reinstalled a fresh Laravel project, and you need to install Splade at the moment that you choose to install Laravel Breeze because it will come as a part of Laravel Splade. So immediately on the fresh Laravel project, you need to run composer require, not Laravel Breeze and not Splade, but Proton Media, the vendor, the creator of Splade, Laravel Splade Breeze, a separate repository, a separate package. So we install that one. It will introduce Breeze also within our Laravel project, or in fact it would copy its own version of Breeze. So Splade contains the copy of the Breeze at that point, and they try to keep up with the latest changes of Breeze, which is in fact not that many. So it's totally fine. And then we need to run the same old php artisan breeze install, not Splade install, breeze install, which would install the Breeze, configure the Breeze, then publish the assets, and will also run npm install and npm run build for us. In this case, this is how Laravel Breeze works by default these days. So everything is done, Breeze scaffolding installed successfully. Now if we refresh our home page, we refresh and it is still a welcome page, right? Well, not really. If you click login and register, it happens instantly. Go back to the home page, register, instantly. That's because it's already a single page application. Again, go to Network tab, click Logo, Project Test, and the result of that is div, not the full HTML. So click Register, fill in some data with fake filler Chrome extension, click Register, Dashboard is returned with just div. So as I can see, this Splade version doesn't contain the latest changes of Laravel Breeze, because Laravel Breeze 1.15 contains profile management, for example, but I'm sure that Splade will keep up with the latest changes. It just takes a bit of time. But in general, you have the same authentication of Laravel, powered by Laravel Breeze and Splade under the hood as a single page application. So this is how you install Splade from the beginning.